Hey gang, Justin Schorr coming to you from the Happy Medic Workshop, of course, with Uncle Bill back here. Just wanted to touch base regarding FDIC 2021. 2020 didn't work out nearly the way anybody thought it would. A lot of the stuff that I cover in my mass casualty course, Engine Company First Response to Mass Casualties, involves a lot of situations that we aren't seeing right now. We're not seeing kids in their classrooms in schools. We're not seeing large public gatherings for concerts or shows. Theaters are shut down. Life is going at a little bit of a different pace right now. However, as we keep saying to each other, the new normal is coming, and the new normal is going to be large public gatherings with the possibility of mass casualties. We're going to talk about all the things that we usually talk about with some new material coming through in regards to triage training, triage systems, and how to go out and actually collect information to start triaging patients. Remember, guys, this is not a tabletop exercise where we're going to start putting on vests and assigning roles. This is the first arriving engine company at a mass casualty situation, gathering information and beginning to triage. The first 5 minutes are going to determine how the next 5 hours goes. We're also going to split up the class as we have in the last couple years and have the writing positions talk about what they would do in different situations. We're going to have the firefighters versus the drivers versus the officers, and we're adding in some more chief officer content since more chief officers keep coming to the class. And as always, I'm going to send you home with some designs for exercises, all the way from the volunteer company meeting on a Wednesday night, and you've only got a half a minute to run through something, all the way to battalion level drills with multiple companies involved. It can all be done very quickly with a stack of soccer cones. Yes, soccer cones. And some other materials you already have around the firehouse. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in April at FDIC. Very excited. So bummed we missed you guys in 2020. The way 2020 is going, who knows? I'm up here in Northern California right now. The skies are orange, which is why I'm kind of huddled in an angle you've never seen me before. Lots of fires going on, but at the same time, we need to be ready for everything. So I hope to see you in Indianapolis in April. This is Justin Schorr saying, see you soon.
Engine 51, Squad 51, medical case, sick child, Pleasant Hill Middle School, 1308 Main Street, in nurse's office.
LA, Engine 51 on scene. We've got kids exiting the school. We're not entirely stand by for further. LA, Engine 51 on scene, Pleasant Hill Middle School. We have an uncontrolled evacuation in progress, multiple sick children. We're going to upgrade this to a hazmat incident, request full EMS response. Units to respond from the south and stage in the parking lot. Engine 51 will be deploying a triage team and isolating at this time. Pleasant Hill Command moving to TAC 2. The engine company is the workhorse of the modern fire service. We've known it. Now the industry is finally starting to respond. The trouble is, some of these dynamic incidents we're being dispatched to are not something that the engine company has trained for or prepared for. Our bread and butter, we always say, is a room and contents fire. But less and less of our calls are fires. We still need to be the best at what we do. That's what we do here at FDIC. Hey gang, my name is Justin Schorr, and I'm a rescue captain in San Francisco, California, and I've been invited back with my class, First in MCI for the engine company. So many companies rely on writing positions to determine what happens at a fire. Inside vent, outside vent over on the truck. You're on the nozzle or layout on the engine. You're the officer, the apparatus engineer, or chauffeur. But too often, for a mass casualty incident, these writing positions are not well defined. We're arriving at an incident, we're all meeting at the front bumper, and the officer is trying to figure out what information needs to be gathered and passed on to the incoming battalion chief or officer, and what roles and assignments to give everyone. Then we go back to the cab, we grab the equipment, and we go out and do it. This wastes valuable time. It introduces confusion at the most integral part of a mass casualty. At FDIC 2020, we're going to expand on some of our content from previous years based on your student feedback, as well as feedback we've gotten from large-scale exercises where I work. We do one every year that involves about 100 victims, and we've put into place a lot of theories that turned out don't work. So what we're going to do is give you the information you need as the volunteer firefighter or the junior man riding backwards, as a senior man on the nozzle, as an apparatus operator, and as a company officer. We're also going to add in for those chief officers out there how to take in this information that the engine company is giving you and plan that response before you even arrive on scene. Some of the things we're going to talk about specifically are initial radio reports. This can be for anybody on an engine company, which is of course our focus, but it could be you're on a fast attack pumper, you're on a wildland engine, or you're on any other fire department vehicle and you come across a mass casualty incident. This is not a class for putting on vests, rolling out the tarps, starting to get the triage tags out and do a lot of that stuff that we focus on for mass casualties. No, this is first in engine, nitty gritty basics. We're going to get the work done, pass on the information, and keep working. We need to be able to gather intel. Is there an evacuation in process? If there is it orderly? Is it disorderly? There's certain ways to pass on this information. Is law enforcement involved? Is this a dangerous scene? A lot of folks get bogged down on, well, is it hazmat or active shooter? What if it's both? What if it's neither? The first in engine may not know exactly what's going on. We also need to anticipate the self-evacuation of occupants in the building or area. We saw up in my area in Northern California a shooting at a large festival where people evacuated in all different directions. It was difficult to gather intel. We're going to let you know how to pass on to companies coming in behind you safe means of ingress, staging, and what to expect condition-wise. We're going to wrap up the class with a couple of fun exercises. We're going to use some Skittles. Yes, there's free candy at my class. We're going to use some Skittles to practice our triage counts and show you how the way you've always been doing your triage count is wrong. We're also going to talk about how the way that you've come to an MCI and said everyone who can walk, come towards me, is wrong. But I'm going to give you actionable information that you can take back to your company, as well as tips to start training from the company level up to the battalion level on how to put these topics in practice at your department. Again, my name is Justin Schorr. I'm very excited to be back at FDIC 2020 in Indianapolis, Indiana. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel for updates on the date and time of the course. That hasn't been set yet at the time FDIC asked for this video. Also, if you have any feedback regarding MCI responses in your area, I'd love to hear about it. Please send me an email at justin@wyeradio.com. That's from our podcast, What's Your Emergency Radio? And we can gather up that information. I'll respond to it and make sure that if you attend FDIC 2020, that you come to the class and maybe I've got an answer for you. So again, guys, cheers. Be safe out there.